Mira and HarlequinAudio present Virgin River, a novel by Robyn Carr, performed by Thérèse Plummer. Chapter 1. Mel squinted into the rain and darkness, creeping along the narrow, twisting, muddy, tree-enshrouded road, and for the 100th time thought, "Am I out of my mind?" And then she heard and felt a thump as the right rear wheel of her BMW slipped off the road onto the shoulder and sank into the mud. The car rocked to a stop. She accelerated and heard the wheels spin, but she was going nowhere fast. "I am so screwed," was her next thought. She turned on the dome light and looked at her cell phone. She'd lost the signal an hour ago when she left the freeway and headed up into the mountains. In fact, she'd been having a pretty lively discussion with her sister Joey when the steep hills and unbelievably tall trees blocked the signal and cut them off. "I cannot believe you're really doing this," Joey was saying. "I thought you'd come to your senses. This isn't you, Mel. You're not a small-town girl." "Yeah? Well, it looks like I'm gonna be. I took the job and sold everything so I wouldn't be tempted to go back." "You couldn't just take a leave of absence? Maybe go to a small private hospital? Try to think this through." "I need everything to be different," Mel said. "No more hospital war zone. I'm just guessing, but I imagine I won't be called on to deliver a lot of crack babies out here in the woods. The woman said this place, this Virgin River, is calm and quiet and safe. And stuck back in the forest 1,000,000 miles from a Starbucks, where you'll get paid in eggs and pig's feet, and none of my patients will be brought in handcuffed, guarded by a corrections officer." Then Mel took a breath and, unexpectedly, laughed and said, "Pig's feet? Oh, Joey, I'm going up into the trees again. I might lose you. You wait. You'll be sorry. You'll regret this. This is crazy and impetuous and—" That's when the signal, blessedly, was lost. And Joey was right. With every additional mile, Mel was doubting herself and her decision to escape into the country. At every curve, the roads had become narrower and the rain a little harder. It was only 6 p.m., but it was already dark as pitch. The trees were so dense and tall that even that last bit of afternoon sun had been blocked. Of course, there were no lights of any kind along this winding stretch. According to the directions, she should be getting close to the house where she was to meet her new employer. But she didn't dare get out of her swamped car and walk. She could get lost in these woods and never be seen again. Instead, she fished the pictures from her briefcase in an attempt to remind herself of a few of the reasons why she had taken this job. She had pictures of a quaint little hamlet of clapboard houses with front porches and dormer windows, an old-fashioned schoolhouse, a steepled church, hollyhocks, rhododendrons, and blossoming apple trees in full glory. Not to mention the green pastures upon which livestock grazed. There was the pie and coffee shop, the corner store, a tiny one-room freestanding library, and the adorable little cabin in the woods that would be hers, rent-free, for the year of her contract. The town backed up to the amazing sequoia redwoods and national forests that spanned hundreds of miles of wilderness over the Trinity and Shasta mountain ranges. The Virgin River, after which the town was named, was deep, wide, long, and home to huge salmon, sturgeon, steelfish, and trout. She'd looked on the internet at pictures of that part of the world and was easily convinced no more beautiful land existed. Of course, she could see nothing now except rain, mud, and darkness. Ready to get out of Los Angeles, she had put her resume with the nurses' registry, and one of the recruiters brought Virgin River to her attention. The town doctor, she said, was getting old and needed help. A woman from the town, Hope McCrae, was donating the cabin and the first year's salary. The county was picking up the tab for liability insurance.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?